All right, so let me talk about these settings on your car's climate control that people don't really seem to understand. It's no fault of their own. You know, when people get sold a car, nobody tells you this stuff. First is the air recirculation button. And on some cars, this is a button. On modern cars that have a touchscreen, it's somewhere in the touchscreen. And on some cars, it's even like a lever that you move. You want to use this in the summertime. Your car is already cooled down a little bit. It's not super hot like when you first walk into it. But after your car, is running with the AC for a while, switch that on, and that is now going to bring in air from the inside of the car, and it's going to be easier for the car's air conditioning to make that air colder again, rather than bringing super hot air from the outside and having to cool that down. It's going to be able to take already kind of cool air inside the vehicle and cool that down more effectively. Another time you could use it is if it's cold outside and your car is warm inside. Like if your car is having trouble really keeping it hot in the car how you want it to. Although when you have it on recirculate, the air in your car is obviously being sucked in and reheated and being put back into your car. You always want to make sure if you're trying to defog or defrost your window that you do not have it on recirculate, that instead you have it bringing fresh air in from the outside. Every car I've ever tried it in, that defrosts and defogs your window way better. So when to not use recirculate: if your car is really hot inside, like hotter than it is outside because it's baking like a greenhouse, you want to turn recirculate off and bring in fresh air from the outside with the AC to kind of flush out all that super hot air before you turn recirculate on for better AC performance. Because if you're sucking that like really hot air in from the inside, it's going to take a lot longer for your car to cool that down. But once it already starts getting it less hot, turn that on and it's going to supercharge your air conditioner, so to speak. You can also turn that on if there's something outside that you know is going to smell bad, or if you're driving through like an area with factories or something, and instead of sucking that kind of disgusting air in from outside, it will just keep the air in your vehicle circulating so that you won't get any of the bad smells or fumes or whatever you're trying to avoid. My brother turns this on when he's just driving in like heavily congested areas because he doesn't want to be breathing in more exhaust fumes than necessary. I tend to leave that off unless it's summertime and I'm really trying to get the car cooled down and it's struggling to do so otherwise. The second thing that people don't seem to know, and again, it's not their fault, nobody ever told them, is why the air conditioner would ever be on when the heater is on. And I know this sounds confusing, like what air conditioners to make the car colder, right? So yes, but it's called air conditioning and not air cooling. And that's because it actually takes moisture out of the air and cools it down at the same time. So what you can do is, even if you have your heat on all the way hot, if you're trying to defog or defrost your windows, even if you're trying to pump warm air into the car, just leave that temperature control on hot and turn the AC on. Push the AC button. It's not going to make the air coming out cold, because what it's going to do is it's going to go through there and dry and cool the air, take that moisture out, and then it's going to run it through the heater core and heat it back up. And it might sound counterintuitive, but it really helps to get it drier in the car, which helps evaporate the moisture off the windows so you don't get that haze, that fogginess on the inside, and you're having to like rub the window and stuff like that. And if you've ever noticed, on a lot of cars, when you turn on the defroster, it automatically turns the AC on. So anytime you're noticing any fog or anything on the windows, even if you're not necessarily using the defroster, let's say I'm just driving in the wintertime and I have the foot vents or the hand vents on, and it's cold, but I notice my windows are getting a little foggy. It does help to turn the AC on and keep the air warm, but turn that AC on to dry out the air. Another use case of this might be a little more fringe use, but if it's raining outside and I'm a little wet, I will turn the AC on with like warmish air, and that'll just feel more comfortable in the car when it's really humid outside, because it's dehumidifying the air. Yeah, those are just two options on car climate control that a lot of people don't seem to understand. They were never taught how to use that. Hopefully with this video, you can get a little more use out of your car's climate control and understand when to use these two settings and how they can help the air conditioning button and the air recirculation button. Well, have fun with that. I love you forever. Oh! This is just how I drive. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They love me forever.